Hi everyone, you're watching The Tattooed Psychic, listening to The Tattooed Psychic. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, hit the subscribe and like button. You can also find me on Spotify, my podcast. Sometimes I do different things on there. And I hope you're all doing well. So yesterday I was talking about trauma, how we have to heal trauma. And so this is what came to me. I was talking to Spirit about it, and I've been watching some people promote themselves and whatnot, and they're just talking about how to walk in the light and achieve your goals and use the power of manifestation and all of that. But nobody really ever discusses, there are a few people like Joe Dispenza and stuff that discuss the fact that we have to rewire our brain, we have to rewire what happened to us as a child, there's a lot to it. You can't just think you go to a seminar on manifestation and you're going to have the power of manifestation. It's a lot of work, honestly. And it's possible and achievable, but it's not 1, 2, 3, there it is. It's especially from people who have had trauma or who have had a lot of abuse to their spirit. You have to clear that out so you have space to use your infinite possibility. That's what Spirit told me. And it made sense to me because I've been doing spiritual work for years, and I always thought I dealt with my trauma because I talked about my problems or whatever. But there was a lot of trauma in my life that I just kept hidden because I didn't realize the effect it made in my everyday life. So, and it hides in our cells because that's where the energy lives, in our body, inside of us, And like I've said before, we're forced often to just keep moving forward and never have time to deal with the trauma, but you have to. And then you can start using the power of infinite possibility, because so many people give up because it might not work for them right away, and they don't understand really how it all works. And there are people out there who will take advantage of your need and your desire to sorry, I'm messing with my cards. They will mess with your desire and need for this, that you want this in your life, right? And so they're gonna say they can teach this to you, 1, 2, 3, here it is, and they can't. That's why most people don't do it, and that's why most people give up. It's hard work, just like anything you want to happen in your life. It's hard work. That's why most people don't fulfill their dreams. You know what I mean? That's fear, programming of the brain that you're a failure, that your dreams are impossible. And with every connection in your life, it's programmed in you. With money, the partners you choose in life, through personality, not the sex, but the personality. And yeah, I've had a lot of abusive partners in my life, almost every one of them, because because my whole life, as a child, I was taught that I wasn't worth anything, so my subconscious was constantly putting that out, and therefore attracting abusive people. So you have to get to the core of what is blocking you, and it's different for everyone. And so that's my spiel for today. But that's why a lot of people give up, and I get it, I wish there was a 1, 2, 3. It's going to happen so quickly, you won't believe it. And the funny part is, once you get to a certain level where you have released that trauma, where you identify how your brain works, where you understand the power of energy, where it's all starting to flow, where you're not feeding yourself negative anymore, and you just know how you deserve abundance, so it's coming to you naturally. You don't even have to think about it. When you get to that final stage, it is easy. It really is. Because just like feeling shitty is easy for us, or struggling, because it's what we've done our whole lives. Well, this new self, this new way of being, it becomes that easy because that's all you do now. That's all you know now. So it's been a journey for me, man. It's been eye-opening, and I find myself recently just kind of self-sabotaging, and that's been interesting to witness too. Like, and I catch myself. I know I'm doing it, and so I stop myself, because I want to go into the new self, and I remind myself, hey, you're the new self. That's the old self coming back. It's like, she has got to go. And I'm sorry, I'm honestly still in my pajamas. Can you believe it? I don't even care. You know what's funny? When you're in your 20s and stuff, you so care what you look like and, whatever. You're at my age, you don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I've gone to work with 2 different shoes on before. My pants on backwards. And you just don't care. And I tell Spirit that, like, I shouldn't make a podcast because I'm not all dolled up and all that. And they're like, who cares? Just do it. It's the words. So there you go. And you also get to a place spiritually where you don't care. Like, people are going to follow your light. It doesn't matter what you look like, right? In the end, it really doesn't. Okay, we're going to draw some cards. Spirit is asking me to. They keep drawing me, even though the Holy Spirit, wow, that's pretty intense. The Holy Spirit is with us. I got an itch. Expect miracles. Look at that. Remember, that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. And that's what happens when you start to believe in miracles and start to walk into your new self and heal those wounds. Like I said, it becomes quite fascinating, and then you'll start self-sabotaging. That's a normal process. And if you're there right now self-sabotaging, stop yourself. You're the only one who can. That's the old self coming back going, and your body actually too, because your body remembers the pain, that's what you're used to, right? So we want your body to get to a point where it's used to feeling good and just knowing that everything is working out in your favor. Just the knowing. You don't have to worry about it. You still have to do your job. You still have to create the success, but the knowing and the fear is not there. And then we have Lord Shiva. Transcendence. Rise up. Honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. Love that. And the snakes. Love snakes. Rebirth. Shed the old skin. Become the new self. Shiva. Love it. And those are energies. These, I draw cards to kind of give people an identity to energy. Like, you can call on the Holy Spirit and know that when you get there that the miracles will happen. You can call on Shiva to help you discover your higher self, honoring your inner force. So many people are waking up right now to a new self, to wanting a better life for themselves. I don't know what's going on in the universe, honestly. I haven't spent enough time trying to figure it out. But I do feel a shift in people, because people reach out to me, and it seems to be a common theme. People are really drastically changing their lives, and they want to have that happiness, and they want to use the power of manifestation. They just don't know how. So they try to do a weekend thing, and it doesn't work. It might work for the weekend because the energy's there, and then when you get home, you self-sabotage. And the key is to get into a place in your life. I don't go to seminars and all of that. I don't have the, right now I don't have the financial luxury to do that, and that will come, I just figure it will come when the right seminar comes up, it will happen for me. I believe that. That being said, I get a lot of my information from YouTube. I read, I sit with myself a lot, I ask spirit questions. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to fix yourself. You just have to do the work. And Saint Germain, here we go again. We just draw the same cards all the time. It's just the same energies. We're at karma releasing. Move beyond drama. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. Saint Germain is cool because I like Saint Germain because it reminds me to not live in the past. That's the best way I can put it. And so many people do. You can't help it. You can't help it. You're programmed to do that. And now we're going to draw from this deck. Let's see. Oh, we drew this yesterday. Or the day before. Same thing. Look at that. Look at that face. Healing the past, healing the wounds, letting go of that pain, you know. Reconciliation. And reconciliation means with yourself, you know. I think the coolest part about everything that's happened to me, and I've had a lot of shit happen to me, is that I'm at a point right now where I am really proud of myself. Like, and it's okay to say that, you know. And I know that. Because if you can overcome so much shit, sexual abuse, physical abuse, not having parents, all of that, and Spirit told me this, like, oh my God, you just keep going. and I still want to give love, I still want to help people, I'm not bitter about it, you know. I'm sad about it, and sometimes I'm angry about some of this stuff, and I'm still processing through that. Right? And I have every right to be angry at some of this stuff, but I don't want to hold on to it. And one thing I've learned is the best relationship I can have on this earth with anyone is myself. Because the more I become my authentic self, the more I see what I deserve, and the more my life becomes abundant. And the more you realize who should be in your life and who shouldn't. How do they make you feel in their presence? Do they dim your light? Do they talk down to you? Right now, I would give anything to have a conversation with someone about the placebo effect. I know no one who studies this. And I find myself getting bored with social media. Just realizing that it's nonsense. That nobody's really producing anything except it's all self-inflicted, you know, like, oh, look at me, look at what I do, look at how great my life is, when half their lives aren't that great, trust me. And I remember seeing this couple out one night, and on social media they are just, look at us, we're so happy, and you're like, wow, I wish I could find a relationship like that. I saw them in public just arguing, putting each other down, and I was like, wow, the difference is like night and day, really. And I thought to myself, it's so funny how you can present whatever you want on social media. And I find as I keep doing this cellular work and growing within myself that I don't look at it like I'm better than other people. I look at it like, wow, I'm growing in a different direction, and this stuff is just nonsense to me. And I just wish people realize the value of life, that our brain is so amazing, and that we're able to overcome so much if we commit to ourselves, to do the work, to heal those wounds, because that's what you want, right? I mean, that's what everybody wants, but nobody wants to do the work. I see it all the time on social media, you know, people crying about how lonely they are. My gosh, you know, I joined some lesbian sites, right, some lesbian groups, and I quit most of them because I'm like, my God, all these women do is complain about their exes. Why can't I have anyone? I'm so lonely. I'm like, I would never date someone like that, never. If you're still talking to me about your ex, then it's not over, you gotta go. If you're so lonely that all you do is talk about how lonely you are, you gotta go. I just don't have time for it. And so I'm just like, you know what, that's not for me either. I asked Spirit the other day, am I just this being that's meant to be alone? Because I don't really care if I have someone in my life. That's not it. I was hoping to meet someone just to have conversation with, to laugh with, to go see shows with. And it's just, but I couldn't honestly listen to someone complain. It's just not who I am. Unless you're paying me to be a reader and I can, you know, and I'm there to help you. But if I'm dating you, gosh, you know, I can't take it. It's not who I am. I'm okay being alone. I've been alone for a while and it doesn't bother me. I'm not going to complain about it. The more I'm alone, the more I find myself, and it's been a great journey. And I'm okay not having anyone. I was telling my friend the other day, I go, because they're like, Faye, what if why don't you go out? I'm like, my God, I can't even imagine having someone in my space right now because I'm so into myself that, and this healing journey that I see the person coming into my life. I really do. And she's amazing. I see her in the future. And every day I spend time with her in the future because I believe that the feeling we create creates our destiny. So I see her, and she's very successful, very, got her shit together, done the work, and supports me emotionally, and she's great. So one day we will meet, and that'll be awesome. And and Spirit says, don't even say if it doesn't happen, because it will happen. Thank you, Spirit. That's awesome. So until then, let's just keep doing the work, right? Don't worry about if someone's coming into your life. You'll know psychically if you do the work. You can't help but eventually meet someone operating on your level. But see, I'm at the spot where I'm not the same person. That woman who was abused for years, that woman who was hiding in the background for so long because of the abuse, she doesn't even exist anymore. So I'm not going to attract the same people. And right now, where I am, my energy I'm attracting is I'm okay being alone, so I'm not worried about a partner. I'm just more involved in figuring out everything I can do to use all of my brain capability. That's where I'm at, rewiring my brain. It's a crazy cool place to be. And it's an interesting place to be because you really don't, like, the things that used to bother you just don't. You're just like, whatever, how did I let that bother me for so long? My God. And they drew this card. Detox, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. My nails look great, don't they? I love glitter, sparkly things. So what does that mean? That's exactly where I am, detoxing the mind, body, and spirit. And I've been doing it a long time, but this is the first time I've done the cellular work, and it changed my life. And if anyone's interested in that, I can talk to you about it. You can email me, whatever. But it is. And also I listen to a lot of YouTube channels. I do. I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. If you want success, you have to surround yourself with successful people. If you want to heal, you have to surround yourself with people who are healers and healing. And but if you just want to be in misery, then you surround yourself with people who misery loves company, that kind of deal. So if you're going through a change and you find yourself looking at the people in your life and questioning it, if you find yourself wanting to grow, wanting a desire to be a better person for yourself and others, then know that part of the process is that death and rebirth. You're not the same person, so you're not going to be attracted to the same people. You're not going to probably even look the same to people. You really won't. I look at myself a few years ago to now, and I'm like a totally different person. And I'm getting to know my new self. It's fucking awesome. That's all I can say. So these are the cards we got today. I didn't mean to draw cards, but Spirit can't help it. And look at that, the eyes of an eagle. They just drew that one. Rising above the fray. Now this is eagle is such a powerful card. We have a lot of eagles here in Washington State, and they have this really cool ride downtown. It's so touristy, right? But I'm going to suggest it all to you because it blew my mind, and it's like $25, and you take the eyes of an eagle. It's called Wings Over Washington, and they take you on this flight over Washington. Not a real plane, right? It's I guess a ride. I don't know what it's called, but my daughter took me on her birthday, and her and her best friend had gone before, and they're like, oh, you're gonna love it. And I was like, what is this place? Because it was so, like, you just sit in this bench thing, and then all of a sudden you're flying. It's crazy. And it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had because it reminded me of leaving my body at night and astral traveling. That's exactly what it was like. It was crazy. Because just the flying part, you know, being able to see things and stuff, it was so cool. But the eagle is very powerful, rising above the fray. So eagles, you know, if you see them in the sky, so I know some states don't have eagles, but when you see eagles flying, they're very large. And other birds will attack them, like go after them, and they just keep gliding like, whatever, man. Like water off a duck's back, quoting Jinx Monsoon. And that's what you have to do. You have to rise above it. And that's what I've been learning to do, but I've caught myself the past couple of weeks running into people who really just irritate me and going into my old self, and then I've got to catch myself and go into the new self. But that being said, you have to learn to rise above certain situations and take the power of the eagle. Because when you start to change, people will come after you. I've had a lot of people come after me. I mean, say rude, mean shit. And I'm a street girl, right? And you don't fuck with me. But as I've done this practice and meditating and cellular work, now I just look at them and go, man, that's just sad. And whatever. I got stuff to focus on. I don't care what you think of me. I'm just, you know, honored that you have put so much energy thinking about me. That makes me very proud, because I'm interesting, you know. I'm making an impact one way or another. I'm impacting you. So good for me, right? So that being said, you can't let people stop you from being your best self. And I think that's the main message I have today is, do not do that. You're going to change. We're all changing right now. Healers, artists, intuitives, people who are in tune with themselves on some level. You don't have to be a psychic doing tarot readings and healings and all that. You can be a chef, you can be somebody who's just suffered trauma, you know, you can be a mechanic and still go out and inspire people. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're wakening up, know that everything you're feeling is genuine, as long as it's good. As long as it doesn't involve harming people. That's the old self, including yourself. That's negativity. You've got to focus on the positive. And when I tell people, they're like, oh, that's easier said than done. I go, well, you're not ready to do it yet because you're already bitching about it. You have to be ready to change. For me, I got so sick of feeling bitter and angry, and you'll hear me talk about this over and over in the podcast and YouTube channel, that I just got so pissed at myself, honestly. So I decided to do the work, and I dove in. I dived deep. So that being said, follow your intuition right now. I've got to get going. One more card. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. It's funny, I was just saying that. That's exactly what I had to do, because I was feeling so stagnant, just like many of you. And I know you do, because we're all people. And some of you are feeling that. You're feeling stuck and all of that. This is the time to get out of that. And I was feeling that way for a long time because of the trauma. Trauma is a vicious, sneaky thing. You know what I mean? It will live inside you and come out at the weirdest times and make you question yourself and your life, and make you sad and make you angry. And you just have to get control over it and identify it, give it love, and let it go. So you can get to your authentic true self, your new self, your whatever you want to call it, your source, whatever you call it. Just love yourself is the key. Boy, if I would have learned this when I was in my 20s, whew, the shit I would have done. They had me do another card. Kuan Yin, of course, she's one of my main deities I use. Choose to be loved. Do the right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Now here's part of the change is you have to be kinder to people, but that comes naturally with the change, and you want to help people. Here's one thing I noticed by listening to people and meeting successful people is the more they get, the more they give away. Some of them, not all of them, because some of them don't operate on the higher level, but those who have had less in life, those who had to do the work, those who understood the power of the brain, those who understood the power of manifestation and how to make their life work, they tend to give more. And I know that happens to me too. I try every year to raise money for foster kids and just to get them presents, because I was a foster kid, and trust me, holidays suck. They suck. And it really damages your spirit. It really does. And I'll tell you what, that's my goal, is to help as many people as I can whenever I can. And Spirit knows that, and the universe knows that. And so if that is your intention in life, is to help people, you will be able to help people. As long as you are focused on yourself and doing that work and understanding how powerful and amazing love is, and how powerful and amazing being grateful is, no matter what you've been through. How that, and those two energies alone will change your life. But you can't produce the energy of love if you don't feel it with yourself. I hope that makes sense. And gratefulness as well. You have to feel these things. A lot of this work is feeling, imagination, creating in your head, getting control. I mean, so much to it, but once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty smooth. That's all I can tell you from experience. So that being said, one more card, because Spirit told me. Be curious about yourself. Stranger, curiosity. This new person you're going into, this new self, you don't know him. You know a little bit about him and him, but you don't know him 100%. So take her out on dates. Take him out on dates. Do things by yourself. Don't be so afraid to be alone. I go to restaurants by myself all the time. I travel by myself. I actually prefer it. Traveling alone, traveling with people sucks. So, for me, because I like to do my own thing, I like to just do my thing. And like I said, I'm comfortable being alone. I'm at that space. So get to know yourself. That's if you're feeling that urge, get to know yourself. What do you like? Who is this new self? What does she want? Go have coffee with yourself and make a list of who you want to become. Create your new self. It's awesome. Anyway, I love you all. I have to get going. Have a beautiful day. Love who you are. Blessed be. Thanks for watching. If you want a reading with me, go to readingswithfaye@gmail. If you want to listen to my podcast, it's on Spotify. And stay blessed. Walk in love.